Maladaptive daydreaming, also known as spacing out or staring into space. Daydreamers, you are not alone. There are others. This is not in any therapy book. It's been described by some people as adults with imaginary friends who need to grow up. Insulting. The only way I can explain it is maladaptive daydreaming is an uncontrollable side story that plays like a never-ending movie constantly in the back of the mind. Not only does the person watch the movie, he or she participates as a main character in the movie. Nobody knows how it gets started, and there is no end to it. It just is. And the person has to participate in the movie whether they want to or not. Maladaptive daydreaming is often confused with imaginary friends. This is not a form of schizophrenia. This is not regular daydreaming. This is something different. The daydreamer does one or more of the following things while daydreaming: pace back and forth, shake a leg, a foot, wave a hand, or rock, or other things. The daydreamer also acts out with the daydreaming as far as whispering words with the invisible daydream person. This video presents the very tiny tip of the iceberg with maladaptive daydreaming. There are so many layers to this and so much more to say, and each experience with each person is different. This video is meant to be an introduction to this condition. This is not a diagnosis. I am not a mental health professional. Several people experience this and think they are alone or are the only ones. Not addressed in this video is high-functioning autism, ADD, and bipolar. This is not functioning schizophrenia, nor is this hallucinations. Maladaptive daydreaming starts at birth. It's not evident or noticeable until the baby becomes a talking child with perceived imaginary friends. Children with maladaptive daydreaming are often confused with having imaginary friends. Imaginary friends are seen as everybody has imaginary friends. Then you're supposed to grow out of it. Children with maladaptive daydreaming find out very early that other kids do not have this thing, until she innocently asks the other children who their people are. Children with maladaptive daydreaming at some point ask their parents if they have pretend friends. Parents either answer yes when I was little or no, and say you'll grow out of having imaginary friends, it's just for kids. So what happens when she's 15 and the people are still there? Not only are they still there, but there is an intricate storyline that goes with them. This condition comes with a theme, any theme you can think of. In this particular theme, the girl is a movie star and lives in a mansion with her servants. Her childhood daydream people are now her movie agents and mansion mates. This is her celebrity house in the daydream world. This is her house in reality. The characters age with her and attend school. She walks to the bus stop with her friends while the other intricate world plays out in her mind and in her face. She acts normal at school while fully participating in the other world. But she cannot let any of her friends know about this other world because of shame. Shame of being perceived as still having imaginary friends as a teen. This other world holds a whole family with drama and plots that the person has little control over. The family is nothing like the family in the real world. They all have names and personalities. There's a whole family tree with life, birth, death, marriage, good and bad relationships. The daydream people sometimes make you laugh. A daydreamer's worst fear is getting caught by those who don't understand or having to explain. An interruption in the daydream, especially when someone deliberately interrupts the daydream, can make you very mad and upset. If you see someone daydreaming, leave them alone. Do not wave your hands in their face or snap your fingers or yell, "Yoo-hoo!" If you get slapped by a daydreamer for interrupting the daydream, then I'm sorry. You deserve it. Don't ask, "Where were you?" or call them a spacehead or tell them to stop spacing out. And do not accuse them of staring at something or ignoring you, because that's not what they're doing. They're having a daydream and watching a scenario. When the daydream is happening, the rest of the world is shut out. The daydream has the person's full attention. It is vivid, lifelike, and the person has to watch it. The daydream world is real and on a deep level. She gets married in this other world. A constant thought in the daydreamer's mind is, how am I going to navigate this daydream world with a real spouse when I already have a spouse in this other world? What if my real spouse finds out about my daydreaming? She can still have a husband in this world, and the two know nothing about each other. When the husband leaves the table, she communicates with the daydream husband. And she has babies with her husband in the other world. There is a full 9-month pregnancy in this other world. At the same time, managing her babies in real life with the real husband and the real baby. In her dream world, she's still a superstar whose baby is the gossip on all the talk shows. In the real world, she's acting out the scenes from the imaginary world when no one is watching. She always wonders if there are others out there like her. But how does she know? Others are keeping their secret too out of shame, embarrassment, and the risk of ridicule of having a daydream world with invisible friends. Maladaptive daydreamers are functional and blend in with others while the story is playing in the background. They are CEOs, janitors, teachers, dentists, scientists, in every profession you can think of. The one consistency with maladaptive daydreamers is creativity in some way or another. Writing, music, art, singing, math, science, history, and academics, visual, auditory, oral, and perception. And in a daydream, the person is praised by those around them. How long can this go on? The daydream people have birthdays too. They also have families, parents, pets, occupations, cars, take trips, and so on. Some characters are constant and some change in and out. They are born, grow up, they die, and there are funerals for the characters that pass away. The kids go to school, they cook, work, and go to the gym. Everything you can think of in this life happens in the daydream world with the characters. They are there when the person wakes up and there when the person goes to sleep. They also show up in dreams. They are with the person all day doing whatever they want to while the person interacts with them. It's a lifelong, never-ending cycle. People have gone to therapists trying to explain this. This is not in any therapy book, which leads people to being misdiagnosed and wrongfully medicated. The most popular misdiagnoses are schizophrenia or a form of schizophrenia, psychosis, overactive imagination, or in some cases, fantasy-prone disorder. Fantasy-prone disorder is different than maladaptive daydreaming, but it is not being addressed in this video. What creates maladaptive daydreaming? No one knows. People all over the world and from every facet of life have reported this. Non-abusive and abusive households have people with this condition. Lonely people and not lonely people also have this. Nobody knows where it comes from, it just is. It is woven into the fabric of life to the person who lives with it. Due to embarrassment and possible ridicule, no one openly talks about it. However, some dreamers do find each other by chance. The conversations are like nothing you've ever imagined. The following movies, books, and TV shows have addressed maladaptive daydreaming. Drop Dead Fred the movie, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, The Twilight Zone, A World of Difference that aired in 1960, and to some degree, the Rocky Horror Picture Show